Hey everyone, Avalon here. Well, I thought it'd be interesting to do story time. I want to talk a little bit about my experiences when I found the farm, commune. I was 15, it was 1975, and what I want to focus on is what I was taught there and how it has affected my life and how I could see groups working together without government, without any rulers or any, you know, people, that could put you in jail. Anyway, just listen. So anyway, like, when I arrived, I was still of high school age at 15. And when I found out that they had a hippie high school, I thought, well, that could work for me since I absolutely despised school and I dropped out. And now at 15, I just didn't go. And that's a whole other story. Anyway, so when I got to the high school and went with all my friends, because when you live on the farm as a teenager, we lived on a place called the bunkhouse. It was a huge house, housed about 30 teenagers, and that was where we lived. There were no adults. We had the adults next to us in the other big house called the Adobe that looked over us. However, we played guitar into the night, and then when we woke up, we all got it together, and we went to school. Well, I didn't like school even in a hippie group, even the first day, and, I felt kind of afraid to let someone know that, but, of course, being me, I walked up to the teacher and just told him I was bored to death, thinking I was going to be really, really, really outcasted for that. But what surprised me was instead he asked me what I love to do or what I like to do. And I thought about it and not had really ever been asked that question by a grown-up before. And I thought about how I loved horses because I'm from Kentucky and I'd been a part of the Kentucky Derby with my grandma. And so he says to me, well, why don't you go down to the horse barn tomorrow and talk to Stuart, who's the horse barn crew leader, and see if he would use your help. Now, that's a shock horror for a 15-year-old person, right? So I did, and I joined the horse farm. Well, it was called the horse barn. Very minimal labels. And we started off by, digging fence post ditches to make like a fenced-in area for the horses. And I did that with a friend of mine from high school that didn't like high school either, and we had a blast working together, and I learned a whole lot from that experience. And what I learned from that experience was, that I'm very blessed that I'm more inclined to work my passion. I'm more inclined to not have a job but have a career. I'm more inclined to enjoy what I'm doing for working. And I think that that's a very lost art in this world. And so that was story time with Avalon. I have a bunch more. And so that's going to just lead me into how pretty much I lived without rulers and pretty much without government. I mean, we did have Stuart being the head of the horse barn, but again, he was 29 and basically, telling us how to feed horses and stuff. So he was teaching us, and we're all teachers. So anyway, hope you liked it. Take care.